Hi, everybody. Good morning and welcome. So today I've got some time to work on YouTube, and I'm going to start with a little follow-up to my last talk, which was about rapport and energetic connection. And I wanted to show you guys this article that came out a few days ago that's completely relevant and is perfect reference for what I was talking about with rapport. So when people work together, they're literally on the same wavelength brainwaves show. Now, some researchers took a classroom of biology students, high school seniors, and hooked them up to EEG headsets, and they monitored their brainwaves over the course of a semester during their classes. Now, I believe each session was like 50 minutes long. So they recorded their brainwaves daily, and basically, the researchers reported that when the students were most engaged with each other and in group learning, the readings on their EEGs tended to show brainwave patterns that rose and dipped in synchrony. That neural synchrony was most pronounced when students reported that they liked their teacher. Individual students who reported feeling tied to their classmates, as well as those who scored highest on the trait of empathy, were most likely to fall into synchrony with classmates in the course of group learning. And that's exactly what I'm talking about with rapport. And you see, this is part of this rapport thing. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, rapport is what creates this group dynamic that can lead to enhanced learning and enhanced communication between the participants. But on the other side of it, a lot of the time people are just charming you for this very reason. This is why rapport is so important and so vital. It becomes really important to be able to discern a true and authentic rapport versus someone who's just being phony and trying to charm you. But I find that really interesting. These observations are certainly in line with the phenomenon of neural entrainment. When everyone in a group is paying attention to the same thing, it makes sense that their brainwaves will be in sync as a simple function of their mutual attention to a common stimulus. I think you guys can see the wider implications of all this. And in the next paragraph, they're saying that they suggest that neural synchrony may also reflect something more than just shared attention. It was evident amid more fluid social dynamics among class members as well, where the give and take of group learning might have made for a less uniform experience. So for an individual, the term entrainment is something used to describe being in the zone. When two or more people are engaged socially with one another, that too appears to involve entrainment or being in the same zone. Such shared entrainment shows up on EEGs as neural synchrony. So this brain-to-brain synchrony is a possible neural marker for dynamic social interactions, likely driven by shared attention mechanisms. And so really this brain-to-brain synchrony is a sign of rapport. But this whole issue really boils down to attention. And it's about people whose attention is engaged in a group way. And I'll go ahead and post another video below this one. It's a video I made last year about the group mind that I think will totally relate to this as well. But I do think that what it comes down to is that attention controls reality. Okay, I had a teacher a long time ago who told me that, and I feel like that's something that always stuck with me because there's a lot of truth to that. And when you think about it, most of what, at least for me, most of my day is about, what am I going to pay attention to on and offline? And all of us have experienced having our attention sucked into something. Like, I don't know about you, but pretty much almost every day I click on some dumbass link or video that sucks on my attention, and I'm like, ugh, why did I even bother? I mean, really, the internet is, everybody's vying for attention, attention, attention. And so attention controlling reality, once you start to realize that, you start to basically observe more of where your attention is actually going. And what you'll find is that those of you who have a lot of toxic people in your lives, they're sucking and draining on your attention in a big way. And we all know, and we've all experienced people who try to force our attention. And I mean, in some cases, you got to get a lawyer, go to the police to get these people to release you from having to pay your attention to them. So this is like where the rapport comes in. I think, and the part of what happens when you're starting to gain more control over your own energy body and your own energy dynamics with people, is you start to be able to control your attention, and you become less distractible, and you also become more discerning and more. It's almost like if we all realized that thought is also a type of food and nourishment, and that all of this stuff that we're paying attention to is feeding us. A lot of people are just eating nothing but junk food mentally. It's like we all talk about, eating better foods and, choosing better foods to consume for our diet. It also comes down to choosing better materials, and be it artistic or news outlets or whatever, to pay our attention to. Anyway, I just thought this article was perfect follow-up for what I was talking about. So I'll be back with more today, probably, but definitely this week. Have a good day, guys.